Are you working? What kind of work do you do? What is it you want to do when you grow up?
Hey yo, I'm gonna be on TikTok. That's all my eyes can see. Victory is mine. Yeah, surprisingly.
Welcome to another edition of Who's That DJ? I'm JSG, and I'll be going around the country talking to different DJs who are out there who I consider doing their thing and making a big impact doing whatever it is they're doing. So on today's show, I have a special guest I've been trying to get hold of for a little while.
My bad.
It's all good. So I'd like to present DJ Cinderella. How you doing?
I'm good, man. It's good to be here with you finally.
Indeed.
Yeah, it took a minute.
It's been a long time in the making, but glad to get you here.
I'm here.
Cool. So yeah, how we start off each interview is basically we get the DJ to introduce themselves, talk about who you are, how you got into DJing, almost like giving your origins, the X-Men's origin story.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, you got to rein me in because I can talk a lot. So, you got to give me a sign when I'm saying too much. But so I've been DJing for about 8 years now. It started, I've always had a passion for music. I grew up in a household that, like, my auntie lived in the States and she brought records back, like, I'm talking like Chico DeBarge, Janet Jackson, like all that old school stuff, Freddie Jackson. So I grew up with like vinyls and music being played in the house all the time. And like I'm a creative person, I like to say, but and I like the arts, but I can't sing, I can't dance. So I was like, what can I do with music? How can I get involved with music? So DJing was always in the back of my mind. And I like to party. So, I was like, what better way to have fun and work at the same time? Like, so yeah. So when I went to university, I had a friend. I was always on the scene. Like, I always had friends who DJ'd and stuff, but I was more like the party girl as opposed to actually being interested in it at the time. And then when I went to university, I had a friend who was a DJ, and I messed around on his vinyls a little bit. Still never took it seriously, but I was like, this is just cool. Like, he's the guy that goes into the party and everybody's like, whoa. So I was like, I wanted a little bit of that fame as well. And then, I think time just went by and I interacted with more DJs, and then my passion for it started to grow a little bit more. And then I had a really good friend in Jamaica who kind of introduced me to it on a more serious level. And from that point onwards, like, he showed me a few of the basics, and when just like a duck to water, certain things just resonate with you. So it just felt right. And then, I didn't really take it professional until about 2009 when I started my promotions company with two friends. One is my sister and one is a good friend of mine. And then I started to become like a little bit more serious about it. So so that's it.
All right, cool. All right, so in terms of how did you, what was kind of your first, like, party almost, or was your first, like, kind of thing that got you from, like, being the practice in the bedroom to getting you out there to be like,
Right. So because we started this promotions company, basically, the first event was like, we sold like 350 tickets. And that was the first one that I was going to DJ at. And literally, I was so nervous. I was hiding in the toilet. And my sister and my other friend, my business partners, they were like, listen, Cinderella, you need to get your ass out there because people have come here to see you, so you need to go out there and work. I don't even know how I stayed standing. I was so afraid. And everything was to plan. Like, I had a playlist, and it was like I had to play those songs because it was like my first kind of play out like that. So I didn't even start at like a house party or like one of those small things, like work my way up.
Start big.
I was like, yep. So that was the first. That was the first kind of gig. And that was pretty big. And I was playing alongside other big DJs, like a big DJ from Paris. And who else was on the lineup then? Can't remember, but I just remember thinking, he's so good. He's probably going to look at me and be like, what is she doing? So it's all that fear of like pleasing the crowd, pleasing the professionals who are around you. yeah, and just being able to get over that and deliver. And I really had no choice. I would have hid in the toilet the whole night if the girls didn't come get me. So,
Of course.
so
Yeah.
there you go. But yeah. So that was the first
That
gig.
was the first gig.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So you still got the promotions company running now?
Yeah. So it's called Dame du Show Productions. We still do our events. So like our USP is kind of we're an all female promotion company, and we always bring an international DJ to our events.
Yeah.
So we've brought like Renaissance from Jamaica before, Copper Shot, DJ Private Ryan. So we're kind of like Caribbean, soca, Afrobeat kind of vibes, as well as hip hop and R&B.
Yeah.
So yeah, so those are some big DJs on their scene.
Okay.
So yeah, so we brought them over, and like lots of other people. So yeah, so we still have the events company, still do events. Down to Show Productions, you guys.
Alright, cool. I'll definitely leave the links in the description so people can find that.
Yeah.
Cool. So what is Cinderella up to now?
Oh man, Cinderella is so I've done a few things. So I'm a promoter, DJ. I'm a radio presenter as well. So I had a little break from radio. I'm now back on air, the Beat London 103.6 FM every Saturday night, 7 to 9 p.m. So I've got that going on, and I do a feature where, like, I think, because I've been DJing for the past 8-9 years now, I want to start, like, diversifying a little bit how I use my DJing. So on my radio show, I've got a feature called Discover Weekly.
Okay.
And the feature basically is, like, finding artists via social media and connecting with them, hearing some music that, you know, unreleased music.
Okay.
And then featuring it on the show. So like breaking artists and breaking new music. So it's normally one track and one artist per week. So that's something I'm really enjoying doing because I'm connecting with so many different people from different countries.
Right.
And like it's nice to be supporting artists who don't always have the platform to get out there. I remember what it was like when I started DJing. Like,
of course.
you know, you get pushed to the side when it's your turn to mix and, you know, it's like I know what that hustle is like. So having this feature on my show really kind of is my way of supporting people on their journey in this game. Yeah. So radio, promotions, DJing, still doing it all.
Active,
Yeah, man.
That's good, man. Like I said, I see you doing your thing out there, so
I'm constantly
good.
It's good. I'm constantly tired though. I'm like perpetually tired. It's just like it's crazy. But you know what? It's life, YOLO.
Indeed, it's passion.
Exactly. Exactly. Keeps you going.
Indeed. That's what I like to hear.
Yeah, it's important to have that as well. Like, if you're not passionate about what you do, if you're not passionate about the music, about being out there and pleasing people, like, it's just not going to work. Don't do it just because it's cool. Don't do it just because, you know, you think it's fun. Because that's just, nothing is fun. No job is fun. There's always a graft and a grind to it. So, if it's not your passion and you don't enjoy like all aspects of it, and you don't have the right motivation, you won't be able to succeed because it's a hard job.
Cool. Yeah. Do you know what? You're not the only person that said that. I had to talk with DJ Conspiracy, and he pretty much mentioned the same things about a lot of the younger DJs have tried it, but they're in it for the wrong reasons. So you're soon see them roar out because they're late nights, early mornings.
That's what I'm saying.
5-6 times a week is not the one.
That's what I'm saying. So. Yeah, I mean that's like with anything in life, right? If you don't believe in it, if you don't have the right motivation, then it's not gonna work. Cool. So yeah.
All right, and so moving on slightly. So, how do you find being a female DJ in the DJ space at the moment? Do you find any extra challenges because you're female, or is it pretty much as same challenges as every other DJ?
It's not the same challenges at all. Like I'm definitely pro women. I think it's a reality that we have it harder. I think when I started it was a lot worse. I'd say in the last year and a half, 2 years, things have really changed. Female DJs are getting a little bit more recognition. There's more of them now as well, so it's like this uprising. Like you remember in Planet of the Apes when they all came together and just took over. Like I feel like we're kind of at that point where people are getting used to female DJs being out there, and there's a lot of talented female DJs. I think back in the day, it was like the female DJ a female DJ was a gimmick, you know, and they weren't always as talented as some of the male ones.
Yeah.
And we have different challenges like safety, you know, like we can't be, not everyone can be out till 4 in the morning and it's safe, but men can. So that restricted us in a lot of ways. So once women started becoming more independent, to go out, like getting their own cars, making their own money, like Uber has changed everything. You know, it's kind of like, I think the opportunities have opened up for us. And yeah, so I think a lot of the restrictions we had 5-6 years ago have been uplifted. I think there's still a long way to go in the industry and just in the workplace generally for women, like any industry I'm talking about. So, you know, this is just, it's definitely more challenging. I think the only thing I would say is, you know, we're all artists. We're all out here doing our thing. We all have passion and motivation and drive. Like, just show each other respect. Doesn't matter whether you're a woman or a man.
Of course.
So,
Of course.
yeah.
I have saying that I have noticed, I've seen a couple, like there are a lot more female-only DJ agencies now.
Yeah, I was part of one.
Yeah. So it's just been a growing trend that I've seen, and I think a lot more of the wine bars and the restaurants prefer to have like female DJs, and kind of I don't know why or what the reasons are behind it, but I do see a lot of like female DJs now in, like, for instance, is it not ASOS? What am I thinking of?
Yeah, like
shops.
like high street stores and stuff have a lot of DJs in them. Like I mean, I was a resident at Dirty Martini St. Paul's for like 2 years, and they're quite big on female DJs. They have male DJs as well, but I think again, it's almost a little bit of a gimmick, and it's almost like we should turn it down because it's like they're using us just to are they using us for the right reason?
Right. Yeah.
But you know, we've all got to work. We've all got to make money, and I think you've got to find that balance and the compromise. And if you feel like, you know, you're not demeaning yourself or disrespecting yourself, it's not like you have to go there and you have to be half naked as a DJ, and the male DJs come in there fully dressed. So you know, I think in a way we should embrace the fact that we're women and we have that edge and we have that pulling power as a woman to make it interesting for people, because it's still a bit of a novelty. But at the same time, you know, like, just maintain your self-respect. So, yeah.
Cool. All right, cool. So shifting gears slightly, but kind of staying on topic. So, what, in terms of your overall view of the DJ scene, what do you think are kind of good points, and what points that you say you feel need improving in just an overall DJ space?
Yeah, I think there are a lot of places people can DJ now. You know, like a lot more places people can DJ. But then on the flip side, it's people who are coming up or people who are representing themselves, like independent from agencies. How do they get those gigs? So that's the challenge. So yeah, there's more opportunities, but how do you make those opportunities available to the independent DJs? I think that, you know, the space is so big. Like, what is the scene like? I think obviously there's a few veterans, you know, and like they're always gonna sell out. They're always gonna have their spot. Everybody needs to just go on their grind and work hard and make a name for themselves. I mean, I can't say I noticed anything specific about it right now.
Okay.
Like, I don't know, what are people saying?
It's various things. Like, some are obviously, a lot of the previous interviews have mentioned like the fact that a lot of clubs now are closing down, so it's kind of harder in the urban scene especially to have the kind of functions that we used to have. I'm saying a lot of issues with DJs and promoters, so in terms of promoters need to be looking after their DJs a little bit more. That's been a bit of an issue.
That's a good point, actually. I mean, I've DJed in different countries, and England is probably the worst place you get treated. Like, you go to Europe, you've got your rider, you know, you've got pickup from the airport, you've got somebody driving you to the venue, taking you back. Like, I think It depends on the promoter. It depends on their level of professionalism. But I think generally, as a standard, DJs don't. You're right. They don't get treated the same way they do on the continent or in the States.
Yeah.
So that needs to be improved. But I think the reason why that happens is there's just so many promoters out here at the moment. There's so many events on all the time. Like, I think for the promoter, it's just like a churn. Like, they just want to get the DJ in. They don't really care. Do their event.
Yeah. Bounce.
Yeah. So I think the saturation in the market is creating a lack of quality.
Right. Okay.
And that's why we get treated the way we get treated sometimes over here. So, yeah.
Okay. So do you think just because of that, it's difficult to kind of get or to kind of spot the quality that is there? Or I think there are, from what I've seen, there are a lot of young DJs who are really doing, like, they're tremendously skilled and they're doing their thing, but they're not really out there as much as they could be for various different reasons. But
yeah, so my take on that is I work in recruitment as well, so I'm constantly looking for people to work for my company.
Yeah.
And I've noticed that if you don't make yourself noticeable, if you don't make yourself, if you don't put yourself out there, you're not going to get found. So I think it's twofold. So I think the opportunities are definitely there, and I think that the people who are looking to make their way in this industry need to make themselves available to those people who would be looking for them. So have your SoundCloud page, have your Instagram, have the right kind of content on there. I struggle with that a lot. Like on my Instagram page, I mix a bit of my personal life with my professional life, and it's like, do I separate them? Like, then do I want people to know who I am? So, but I started my DJ career a while ago, so I think it's different now. I think, have your DJ pages, have your DJ only pages, so the ones where you're out at the parties or, whatever, on your way to the venue, getting ready for the event, like the club, and then have your personal one separate.
Okay.
So that's probably something I would suggest, but I would say, make yourself available because the opportunities are there. So, what's the harm in walking into a club and being like, yo, this is my card, this is my SoundCloud page. If you ever need a DJ, hit me up. So get all your friends to follow you, like everyone just build up your following. Have those 10 people or whoever that you contact, like every time you post something, they come straight up and like it and comment, and because all of that activity makes a difference.
Engagement.
Exactly. So I think people just need to also put in the work to be found and not just expect to be found.
Cool.
Yeah,
That's good information. I think a lot of DJs kind of forget that part, especially the newer ones anyway. And to be fair, some of the older DJs who kind of established that, so they don't think that Instagram or whatever is as important as it could be to help them move to the next level.
Yeah, no, social media is definitely like it's just essential nowadays. Like especially if you're starting your career now, or you started your career in the last 2 years, and you want a generation of people who are going to follow you. Like my niece is 13 years old, and she's got a monitored Instagram account. Like my sister has access to the account, but she has Instagram, so she's following people, and they're so. The world has changed where people are influenced by, entertainers and artists. So be present.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Cool, man. That's definitely good information. All right, so let's get to this part now. So what, apart from obviously you go out and play music, but what is it that you're currently listening to? So I always like to know, some DJs, a lot of the time they play it out, but they don't necessarily, they listen to what they're playing out. So like when you're heading towards venues, when you're out on sociables with your friends, or you've got family over, what are you actually listening to? At the moment, I just downloaded Tory Lane's album yesterday.
He's amazing.
I'm enjoying. J. Cole, Fonte's album is great. What's Cinderella listening to?
Definitely, I'm an R&B and hip hop girl. So all those artists you mentioned, especially Tory Lanez, like that's my guy. Has been from day one. J. Cole, like he's killing it right now. He just broke a Billboard record with 3 of his tracks in the top 10, beating Cardi B, Drake. Like he's on top right now. So definitely my hip hop. So whenever a new album comes out, like I'll always listen to it. I'll give it a couple of listens. And tends to be like the R&B hip hop scene.
Right.
I love all kinds of music though, and that's the thing. Like I could be at home listening to jazz. I could be at home listening to like old school R&B. I could be listening to garage. I could be listening to Afrobeat.
Yeah.
So I would say like depending on if I'm going out to a rave, then I'm definitely on some turn up stuff.
Yeah.
Like it's got to be a DJ that I rate, one of their mixes or something, or like anything that's popping right now.
Yeah.
Like I've got to get myself in the mood.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm a bit of a turn up queen. Dancehall, reggae, like
Yeah.
I listen to everything. I listen to everything.
Cool. That nicely brings me on to next feature. Right. So what we do with every DJ is we give them 3 scenarios,
Okay.
and for each scenario they got to pick a track.
All right.
So I think your one's going to be. Oh, the other thing is as well. I'd like to say that every tune you pick doesn't always have to be like the obvious choice.
Okay.
So.
All right. I feel like you're prompting me here, so like now I need to bring it. I
Yeah.
feel like that's an expectation.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool. So let's do scenario 1. You just been DJing a spot. You've done your 2-hour sets, the turn up sets, full turn up. But you stayed to the end of the event,
Right.
and it's time to jump in the Uber and head back to the manor. What's the song you're picking for when you first jump in the Uber and just be like, oh,
Time to go home.
Time to go home. Yeah.
Yeah, I might still be on my turn up, so I don't know. Oh man, you're gonna have to edit out some of this part while I think, and cut the time down. All right, so I'm getting the Uber. I'm going home. Well, whenever I get in the Uber, they always listen to Heart or Magic or one of those kind of stations. So probably say something old school. Michael Jackson is like my heartbeat. So yeah, I would say something Michael Jackson if I had to pick a song. I don't know. Remember the Time is my favorite song. So if I'm driving home, it could set me in a nice mood for like nice thoughts. And, you know.
All right. Cool. Track number 2 is. Alright, you just got to the spot. So warm up DJ's done their set, and now it's your time to shine.
Yep.
It's a rave. So what is the current track what's the first track you're gonna play to start your set off?
I think it's gotta be something Cardi B, like probably Drip. Yeah, I think it's gotta be something Cardi B right now because she's hot. I think Lil Wayne and Millie is a good turn up track, even though it's kind of old, but it's still one of those tracks that you can drop. Yeah, I would probably say Cardi B, Drip. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. On the 10th of May, 2018, that's my choice.
Cool. All right.
Is it the 10th or the 9th? Whatever. Okay. Same thing.
Cool. Last track. Let's see now. So this one's a bit left field.
I struggle with the first one. Don't give me something left field, man.
All right. So let's say you're having the girls round for drinks. You know, you worked a hard week, and you just been like, yeah, we're just gonna ease out, chill out with the girls. So maybe, I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there. Like, you can pick whatever genre you want. Like, I would normally say when I'm chilling at home, I like to put in a bit of neo soul or whatever, and just put the feet up and pour myself a glass of alcohol. So yeah, the girls will come over. It's a chill session. You probably spend about 2 hours talking, and then maybe watch a movie or something to end off the night.
I love how you give me the real scenario, because if my girls come over on a Friday, it is not going to be chill out session. We're going to be turning up if it's just us. All right, so if they were coming over, to be honest, right now, I will probably, just to get everybody like in a nice vibe when they get there, it would have to be Rihanna, Wild Thoughts, and Bryson. Like that's a ladies kind of anthem.
Yeah.
Or Drake, Nice for What? Because that's definitely a ladies anthem.
Yeah.
And it's definitely a summer vibe. So yeah, I would turn everybody up just a little bit, and then like then I bring it down, in time. So yeah.
Okay. It's alright. I didn't say it couldn't be baked, but it's alright. Well, I'll let you slide with that one.
All right, so you need a chill out song. Okay, let me think. What do I like that's chill out? Might have to be like some reggae, maybe some like Chronics or Protege or something.
Hmm. Interesting.
Because I've got a lot of friends from like Caribbean.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I think they're kind of universal in that sense, where like it's not offensive music. It's quite relaxed. Like even if my mom came over and I played some Protege or Chronics, I think she'd be cool with that. So yeah, maybe that for like chill out vibes.
Alright,
Yeah.
cool. Cool, that's not been too bad. Let's see something else. I can't remember. Alright, so that's the end of that thing.
Okay.
So let's kind of turn the spotlight on you a little bit. So this is a bit of a open floor discussion type scenario. So in terms of music DJing, the whole DJ scene, etc. Yeah, what is it you want to talk about, or is there anything you want to ask me about anything I'm doing, etc.?
I mean, I think the industry is a particular way. I think with any career that you're starting out in, everybody's got to be ready to start at the bottom and work themselves up. You know, even though it's a different profession, the frustrations are the same across any industry and across any job. So it goes back to my initial point about being passionate and being motivated. Like if you're passionate and motivated about what you do, you're willing to see it through to the end. So I just think that's really important. And loving music, like I've always just loved music. Like I could literally listen to anything and find like be able to relate to it. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. What do the people want to know?
Well, there's loads of questions. I mean,
Ask me something. What's something somebody's asked you that they wanted to know?
There's loads of questions. So I suppose I'm quite actually. Here's one for you. I'm kind of going back to the Dundee show a little bit. So in terms of like the back end process of getting that formed to be like an actual company, if you just like walk me through that whole process of forming that as a company and then saying, all right, let's try our first event and find somebody from overseas.
Right. So obviously you don't start something without having any kind of network or knowledge. So when we started Down to Show, we already had a bit of a network in terms of DJs over here and people that we knew abroad. So Down to Show consists of my friend who went to boarding school in France, lived in Germany, lived in Russia, lived here. I've lived in Australia, Jamaica, Sri Lanka, Brussels, and London. So we have this expansive network, which is why we were like, and we were also like, I used to always have get-togethers at my house. So I'm always hosting people, and it would always be a turn up. And this is just like on a Friday night or something.
Sure.
So then it got to a point where we were just like, all right, we're good at this. We have a network. What can we do? And because we were like an all-female promotion company, and we thought we'd use that to our advantage. And also, we liked music like kazamba, zouk, all the stuff you're not going to hear mainstream in clubs, soca, dance hall. But we found in London, like, to hear that kind of music, sometimes the venues and stuff weren't the greatest. So, like, we were like, okay, how can we make this a better experience for people and give them the music that they want, but in a more mainstream environment? So we took together all of these thoughts and ideas that we had, and No Man is an Island, it helped to have a few people there to bring those ideas together. And then we formulated over like lots of rum and a summer evening sitting outside in the garden, like talking and brainstorming. We formulated the idea of what we wanted, the mission, and then you got to do all that boring back office stuff, right? So like we have an accountant that worked with my dad, so we contacted him and told him we want to incorporate the company. What do we have to do? He guided us on that. And then we started the whole kind of like branding thing
Yep.
behind it. So what was our logo? Why we called Dame du Show? So Dame du Show it means like ladies of the night, you
Right.
know, in French,
Mhm.
or ladies of the night. So it has like a double connotation to it.
Mhm.
It could be a little bit sexy and stuff, but
Yeah.
also we're
It
ladies
is
and we're
organized.
promoters.
Mhm.
And our symbol, our logo is a pair of lips. So we thought like it's feminine and, you know, it's catchy and like noticeable. So we started the branding side of it, got somebody to help us design that.
Yeah.
And then just like in the initial stages, that's when you brand, like building the website, what content are we putting on there, like coming up with marketing plans and sponsorship proposals, like how we're going to get money to fund this.
Yeah.
And yeah, we came up with our timetable of events and then looked at times a year we wanted to do it. So like we always try and do them closer to payday because, you know, people are more likely to come out. And then based on that, who we wanted to book and who was available at those times.
Yeah, sure.
And again, that was reaching out to the network. So I think, you know, and I'm going to get onto this at some point in our conversation, but your network is so important.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
You know, you never know. Well, I might as well talk about it now since
go
I'm talking
for
about it now. Your network, sometimes you meet people. Like I know so many different people, and like, you know, famous people.
Yeah.
And it's not until something happens where I'm like, okay, I can use that contact now.
Yeah.
So, you know, it might seem like it's not worth it. It might seem like this person's not doing anything for me, but you just never know when the opportunity will come up that you could use that contact. So 100% build your network. If it's going out raving and just being a social person and meeting people when you're out and people get to know you, like that's how I was. I was always like an extrovert and a social person, and I go out and I talk to people and I meet people and like, you know, I'm friendly and I'm always on the scene. And if I see somebody that I think I might want to get to know, I'll make an effort to speak to them and engage with them.
Yeah.
You know, and you might not speak to them for the next 6 months, but something happens and you're connected again and it all works out. So it's always a grind. I say, make sure you have a passion for what you're doing, have a network, and then, have the right team around you. Because, you know, I'm the social person. My sister's the creative one. Coco, she's more like the operations person. So she's the one who's going to get shit done. Like, she's the one calling the accountant. She's the one, like, doing all that operational stuff behind the scenes, ordering the wristbands for the events. While I'm, like, promoting or talking to people, and my sister's doing all the pretty creative stuff. Or, you know what I'm saying? So you need to have the right team around you. And we couldn't do Dame du Show individually. We need that team.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Cool, yeah, man. Definitely. Network definitely helps. I mean, for me, I wouldn't have got where I got without the network of people that I know.
Right.
So yeah, it's definitely an important thing. And I think a lot of DJs, again, I've spoken to, have all kind of said the same thing in different ways, but it's all, the core of it has been they've networked with the right people and been able to go and do different things. It's,
and I think it's also not being afraid to put yourself out there. Like, if I look at my show, Discover Weekly, you know, that feature, I see artists like, and I'm sure this happens to you as well, like, because you're a DJ, people want to connect with you because they've got new music and they think that you can help them break it. And then I was like, well, maybe I can. Like, how can I use what I do in a different way? And and then, you know, like I've got people all over the world, so like I can literally rock up in a city and be like, yo, I'm in the ends, and then there'll be somebody there to connect with me and take me around, and you know, and like that's a really powerful thing. Like, music is such a powerful thing, and it connects people on so many levels. Like, I'm from Sri Lanka originally, and you can play Bob Marley in like the most remote beach, and they're gonna know what it is. You know, that's the power of music. So like, it's just such a great industry to be in. There's so many challenges, but there's so much power behind it as well. So, you know, it's rewarding when you're in it and you're starting to see the fruits of your labor actually,
for sure.
You know?
For sure, 100%, man. I definitely second that. I mean, for instance, when I was on radio and I would put up posts saying that I'm DJing and telling people to lock in, like a week later, I get like people hitting me up on my DM like, oh yeah, I guess you're in just I want to send you this track so you can play it on the radio. So yeah,
you know,
it's crazy.
That's the thing, and like sometimes we get lazy. So like on air, because you don't see your
You don't
your
see your
viewers.
audience,
Yeah,
yeah.
you don't see your audience. You can sometimes think, well, this is unprofessional.
Mhm.
But you can sometimes think like, oh fuck, can I swear? Okay. Sometimes you think, fuck it, like
Yeah.
who's actually gonna? Nobody's listening. Nobody's interacting. Nobody's
Mhm.
engaging. But the thing with radio is like people don't engage. Like how many times do you listen to the radio when you're driving?
Yeah.
Like can you really pick up the phone
Phone
and
and text,
text or
yeah, of
call
course.
them or?
Yeah.
But you're listening.
Hmm.
So it's always, and I think this is a principle for like anything that you do. Like it doesn't matter what your audience is
Hmm.
or who they are. Even if there's 20 people in the room, like you just go out there and you deliver to the best of your ability and be professional all the time, because not that you just never know, like what you're disrespecting your art if you don't.
Yeah.
You know,
True
so yeah, so always be professional, always give it your all. And not to say that we don't have bad days, we do,
Yeah.
but you've got to be that good that even your bad days are really good.
100%.
You know what I mean?
100%.
So yeah,
Definitely agree on that.
yeah.
Cool. All right. So, yeah, is there anything else before we close out? I mean, we've spoken about a lot in such a short space of
I
time
know.
already.
I know.
Um,
What else can I say? I think I'm not gonna say be passionate again because I've said that like 100 times.
Yeah.
Network, you know, keep building your network. That's really important. Don't think that anything comes easy because it doesn't. Like, trust me, Damn Show, we lost money for the first like 2 years.
Yeah.
You know, but we still went hard. Like now we're at the point where we've established a reputation, and people are coming to us to like partner with us. Is that what you're talking? Speaking. It's a little technical difficulty here. Don't worry. Yeah. So now we're at the point where people are like, okay, look, can we partner with you, or do you want to partner with us to do this, this, and this?
Yeah.
And that's where you want to get yourself to. So even me as a DJ, like I've cut down how many gigs that I do, like how many gigs I get booked for, and I do the stuff I want to do, or I do, like I'm focusing back on radio, and it's a new
avenue.
yeah, a new avenue for me, and it's one that I'm really enjoying, having the opportunity to work with new artists and stuff. So yeah, like grind, graft, build that foundation. There's so many elements that go into building that foundation. I mean, to be honest, if anybody wants to talk to me at any point, like you can hit me up because, you know, there's, like you said, we covered so much stuff, but there's so much experience that we've had doing this that if anybody who is starting really wants to like has a specific question, then can find me at DJ Cinderella on Instagram.
Cool. I was just going to move on to that.
Yeah.
So just in terms of, in other ways, yeah. So in terms of your socials and stuff, yeah, how can people contact you? Obviously, you mentioned your radio show, you just mentioned your Instagram.
Yeah.
Wow, those are kind of the main two.
Yeah, so my Instagram, Twitter, SoundCloud, Mixcloud, it's all just DJ Cinderella, one word. You'll find me. And then you can find Damn the Show through me as well. So yeah.
Cool. All right.
Yeah.
Well, I'll be sure to obviously leave your links in the description. So
do that.
People, if they want to follow you, can get in contact with you.
Most definitely.
You might probably hear people sliding in DMs forever, but
yo, if you're cute, it's all good. I'm joking. Yeah, no doubt. It's been fun, man.
Cool, man. All right, so yeah, man, it's been a pleasure having you on. Thanks for your time.
No problem. Anytime.
All right, so
peace, people.
Indeed, stay tuned. Next week we've got a special guest lined up. Can't wait to have them on the show.
I thought I was a special guest.
You are a special guest.
Okay.
Yeah, next week we've got just as special guests. Maybe not as special as you.
Oh, now you got to make up for it. Okay.
Special all the same. Like I said, it's been a pleasure. You can all follow me at JSG the DJ on all socials, so Insta, Twitter, Snapchat, Facebook, and Mixcloud as well. So I'm on all those platforms. Email address will be in the description as well if you want to get in touch with me for whatever reason. Oh, and before I go, if you're interested in where this hat is from, it's a company called Boss in the Game. So just follow them on all socials. I think they're boss_in_the_game. So yeah, give them a follow if you like their apparel. They got hats, clothes, t-shirts, that sort of thing. So yeah, man, until next time on Who's That DJ, peace out.
Peace out.